Hello everyone, welcome to Big D Coin Channel. And have you ever seen one of these? This is an NGC graded mint error bonded pair, and it's two pennies stuck together. And you can see down below this was on a Heritage Auctions website. And then if you want to see another one from Heritage Auctions, how about this one? It's a double struck flip over second strike, 85% off center, and you can see that it kind of has a little bit, another third or so on the side there. And then finally, there's this one. And this one is again from Heritage Auctions, and it's a 1 cent struck on a nickel planchet. So the outside of that is from a nickel. The inside of this is from a penny, and it's a 1981 penny. We're going to talk about these three coins and a bunch of other coins in the video coming up, and see what the regular ones are worth and what the special ones are worth. So let's start with these three right here, and we've got one from each of the mints in front of us. This is the 1981 Philadelphia mint with no mint mark. They don't have mint marks from Philadelphia for the 1981 coin, so there's no P under there. Then this one is a 1981 Denver with the D mint mark, as you can see right there. And then this is the 1981 proof coin from San Francisco. Now this one here on top is one we got from our change. This one here below it is one from a mint set, and then this one down here is one from a proof set, and you can tell by the shine on that coin that it came from a proof set. So we'll go through each one of these individually and talk about how many they made at each mint and what they're worth, and we'll talk about those error coins that we saw also. So let's start with this one right here on top from Philadelphia. Now, this one's a little worn, and this is kind of how you'd see it if you got it in your change. They made $7.5 billion at Philadelphia. These are not rare in any way. It's Lincoln facing to the right. In God We Trust above him. Liberty behind him. 1981 here. This is one of the old ones. They changed these in midway through 1982 to a copper-coated zinc penny, but in 1981 they still had the 95% copper, 5% zinc pennies. United States of America at the top, E pluribus unum here, 1 cent at the bottom, then way over to the right we see an F and a G for Frank Gasparo, the engraver of this coin. We also see Lincoln down here in the center of the Lincoln Memorial. If you get the shadows just right, you can see him, and you can see him better and better depending on the quality of the coin. So this one here, $7.5 billion at Philly. The auction record is $3,000, but they currently have found 5 Mint State 68 reds, and those go for as much as $5,000. If you get this in just really good condition at a Mint State 65, it's only worth about $14. So the premium on these is to get the best one possible, because once they go down a little bit from the best, they go down really quickly. At the Denver Mint, and that's the one that's going to have the D right here, they made $5.4 billion. Of those $5.4 billion, the auction record for one is $5,170 from 2017, but they've found 3 at a Mint State 67 plus red, and those right now PCGS estimates are worth $6,250. Again though, you go down to a Mint State 65 and you're only talking about $20. And let's take a look at the back of this when we talked about how you can see Lincoln so much better on these good quality coins. And there he is right there in the center. He's sitting in a chair of Georgia marble in the middle of the Lincoln Memorial. The last mint that made them in 1981 was the San Francisco Mint, and the San Francisco Mint only made proof coins. If we tip this one up and back, you can see just how fine these are. This is called a deep cameo proof, where Lincoln is almost separated from the rest of the coin. In God We Trust at the top, Liberty here, 1981 S. And there are 2 different kinds of S's. There is the filled S, or the type 1, and there is the type 2 or clear S. They made 4 million total proof coins, and we don't know exactly how many type 1s and type 2s they made, but the auction record for a proof 70 filled S is $1,900, and the estimate for a Clear S from PCGS is $7,500. So clearly you want to get the Clear S version of this, not the one with the fill in it. And this is the filled S version. The Clear S version looks a little funny. You can also see this on the Susan B. Anthony coins, where it has a big top on it and a small bottom and is not filled in the middle like this one is. So now let's get to those other coins, the error coins that we looked at the beginning. We'll start with this one, which is from the Heritage Auctions website, and you can actually see the code right up there, the website address right up there. And if you want to find it, you can simply go down to this listing here where it says 1981 1 cent Lincoln cent die cap on a 5-cent planchet. And what happens with this one here is that the penny got stuck in the pressing version of the coin, and somehow the penny was stuck on it, and they switched over to nickel planchets, and the penny got stuck on the nickel planchet. So this almost never happens. It's essentially called a double error because a penny could get stuck on the top, but it's always going to get struck on another penny or a copper planchet. But somehow this one got stuck and they didn't change it out. And when they changed over to nickels, this one was still on there. What other ones did we look at? Well, how about this one? And this is that one also from Heritage Auctions. How much are these worth? This one here is probably worth $300 to $500. The 1981 Lincoln 1 cent probably worth thousands of dollars if it's on a nickel planchet. And this is that double where you got two different coins struck together. And then finally, this one here. And this one here is great. It's a bonded pair, but there's something special about this, and that is just because you got a bonded pair doesn't mean you can read the date. And that's where you get the huge money in these, where you actually you can see the date on both of these, and you know exactly where it's from. You notice the top one doesn't even fit the top of the coin, and the bottom one has a die crack that goes all the way through it. So a very kind of fun coin, and that's what makes this one worth probably $1,700 or more. So if you're looking for these out there, they are not that hard to find. But if you're looking for one that's worth a lot of money, it's going to be incredibly hard to find. Only the best of the best will be worth much over $20. Good luck coin hunting out there. We'd love to have you subscribe to the Big D Coin channel and leave any comments you have in the comment section.